Hi guys, this is Mrs. Lewis. What you see in front of you is a textbook page that is in my instructor's edition, but your textbook stops at chapter 9. Mine picks up, it continues through chapters 13. So what this is about, I'm going to go through and show you how to do the problems in this chapter, and this is something that you can work on in your extra time. If you finish your other work early and you need something to do, you'll have a packet and you will have a video of me explaining these concepts, and then you can work on this at your own pace when you have the time. So you have a packet that looks like this, okay, and it actually comes from my textbook, this is page 424 in my textbook. All right, but it's the same thing, it's just a photocopy. I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you how to do these examples, and in your packet you will have circled problems that you should do to practice the concepts, okay? So we're going to go through chapter 10, so we're going to start with section 10.1, and there's not really any definitions for this chapter, it's just extending what you've already done earlier in the school year. So we worked with solving one-step equations, we've done a little bit with two-step equations, and that's where we're going to pick up here, like combining like terms to solve an equation. And in example 1, we are asked, let's see, I've got to, here we go, okay. So in example 1, we're asked to solve the problem negative 2x plus 4x minus 12 equals 40 and check our solution. Okay, so I'm just going to work through this, and you can watch me do it. You can copy it as you watch for your own notes if you like. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. I've got negative 2x plus 4x minus 12 equals 40. Okay, so I have to recognize, so we got a couple things going on here. We have to recognize our like terms, because both of these have an x, these would be like terms. The negative 12 is not. So we can combine like terms, negative 2x plus 4x. I know that negative 2 plus 4 is 2, so this would be positive 2x, and then I make sure I bring everything else down. Minus 12 equals 40. I've done everything I can to combine like terms, so now my job is to work on isolating my variables. So I have to use my inverse operations to undo these operations to get the x by itself. And because it's an equation, this is where whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side and make sure I keep it balanced. So I would start by adding 12 to both sides. So that leaves me with 2x equals, and then that's going to give me 52. And then I want to divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 26. Okay. Now the directions ask me to check my solution, so when I go to check it, 26 has to go back into the original problem for x. So for my check work, I'm going to say I'm going to put 26 in place of my negative 2x. Alright, so I'm going to say negative 2 times 26 plus 4 times 26 minus 12 equals 40. And then I can multiply that. That's going to be negative 51 plus, and you can grab your calculator if you need to, but 26 times 4 is going to give me 104. Okay, 104 minus 12 equals 40. Negative 51 plus 104 is 53, and then minus 12 is, I think I made a mistake. Okay, negative 51 plus 104 . Okay, I found my mistake. Negative 2 times 26 is negative 52. plus 104 is positive 52 minus 12 equals 40. 52 minus 12 gives me 40. Okay, so I can see that 26 did work in my equation, so it checks. So my answer was x equal 26. Okay. Let's look at example 2. So of course you can pause the video if you need to, if you want to copy these notes down so that you have it. All right, and you can move ahead or go back as needed. Okay, so let's look at example 2. In example 2, we are asked to use the distributive property to solve an equation. Okay, so I'm going to first copy it. I've got 4 times 2x minus 7 plus 5 equals negative 39. Okay, distributive property, how does that work? Remember, that means you've got this 2x minus 7, but it's like you've got it 4 times. So you have to multiply, you have to distribute 4 to each of the terms inside. So that's going to give 4 times 2x gives me 8x. And then, because this is minus, this is also going to be minus. If you want to think of it this way, you could think of it as a plus negative 7. So 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. So that gives me 8x minus 28 plus 5 equals negative 39. Now I'll look for like terms I can combine. So looking at the left side of the equation, so just over here, I've only got 8x one time, and then I've got these constants. So I can combine negative 28 plus 5. That would give me negative 23. I'll make sure I bring everything else down. Add 23 to both sides. Gives me 8x equals negative 39 plus 23 gives me negative 16. Then I divide both sides by 8 to get my x by itself, and I get x equals negative 2. Okay, and in this problem, that was all they asked us to do, x equal negative 2. So example 2 will give me x equal negative 2. Okay, example 3. In this one, we're using a formula. Here we go. This is what it looks like in my book. And you've got it in your packet. Now, I don't know how big you write, but I'm using a whole page for every example. So don't be surprised if you go through a lot of paper when you're doing these problems. All right, example 3. Use a formula. The surface area of a rectangular prism can be found using the formula S equal 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. What is the length of the prism? Okay, so over here we see that, and I don't know if this shows up in your video, but it's the same thing that you've got on your own packet. The surface area is 684 square inches. The height of the prism is 20 inches. And we are given a width of 8 inches, and we have to solve for L. So we're going to write this formula down. We're going to substitute in all the information that we were given. The surface area was 684. The length we don't have. We're trying to solve for L. The width is 8. Okay, then we're going to do 2 times length times height. So 2L times our height was 20. And we need 2 times the width, which was 8, times the height, which is 20. So that gives me, so I've got 684 equals, I can write this as 16L. That's 40L. And then over here, 2 times 8 is 16. 16 times 20 would be 320. Over here, I've got like terms. 16L plus 40L. I can combine that into 56L, and I bring everything else down. Okay, Now I'm going to work on isolating L on one side. So I'm going to subtract 320 on both sides. 684 minus 320 gives me 364. Bring everything else down that you didn't cancel out, and divide both sides by 56. That's giving me 6.5. Okay. Have I answered the question? They wanted to know what is the length of the prism, and I solved for L. I got 6.5, and then my units were inches, so I've got 6.5 inches. And that's it. Okay, and then let's look at example 4. Example 4, don't know if I can get it to show up on this camera like I need to, so I'm going to go to the packet for this one. All right, so number 4, I'm sorry, number 4 states that your order for concert tickets is shown in this box. Okay, you receive 1 free song download per ticket. How many song downloads do you receive? All right, so I'm going to cover up where they've worked through it, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that it shows up better. Okay. So in the box over here on the side, look at your own paper if you can't see mine. We're told that, so this is like a receipt of our order. The ticket price was $37 per ticket. Then there was a service charge of $6.50 per ticket, a processing fee of $3.30. I don't know what will call means, but it was free. I don't have to worry about it. And then our total was $220.80. Okay, so my job here, they want to know how many song downloads do you receive, and they told us that we get 1 free song download per ticket. So really we have to figure out how many tickets we purchased. So we're going to let X equal the number of tickets. Okay, X is going to be the number of tickets. Based on my receipt, I see that I had to pay $37 for every ticket that I purchased. So I'm going to make an equation. I'm going to say 37x, and I see I had a service charge of $6.50 per ticket. So I'm going to say plus 6.5x. I had a processing fee of $3.30, so I'm going to add that. Now that was not per ticket, that was just $3.30. And then my total was $220.80, so I'm going to set all that equal to 220.80. Okay, and I'm going to now look at the left side of the equation, find like terms. 37 plus 6.5 gives me, those are like terms, and that gives me 43.5x. Plus 3.3 equals 220.80. All right, I see this is the term that has x. I've got to isolate it, so let's get the 330 to the other side. We're going to undo that addition by subtracting 3.30 on both sides. That gives me 43.5x equals 217.5. And now we'll divide both sides by 43.5x. Or excuse me, we'll divide both sides by 43.5 so we can get x by itself. So that leaves me with 1x equals 5. Okay, so I solved for x and I got a value of 5. What does that mean? Does that answer the question? They wanted to know how many song downloads did I receive, and I have found that I purchased 5 tickets. So that means, according to my information, I got 5 free song downloads. Okay, and that is my answer. Okay, so that's the lesson for section 10.1. In your packet, you've got problems circled that you can do that will go along with what I've shown you here. So you will do those, and then when you are done or you have a question, you can check with my textbook for the answers, and then we'll just go from there. So good luck with this, and let me know if you run into any problems.